Evening peeps, evening. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're back with a fresh brand new league for you lot. Fresh out of the P1 stables. It is the Tour of America. Forget how many rounds it is, but it is various cars, various tracks every week. Obviously all from the US. So that's what we've got coming up over the next few weeks on a Sunday night. Tonight we've got the Indy Special, so everyone's going to be rolling around in the Super Formula 23s. We've got a 10-minute qualifier, which I think is just about to kick off, followed by a 15-minute sprint race around the oval circuit, and then we go for a 30-minute enduro around the GP layout. So let's just flick to the lobby. Merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Hit me up, dartspoker@cookman.com. So qualifying and first race will be on this, well, almost oval. It's an almost oval. It's got a little kink halfway down one of the straights, but may as well be straight as an arrow down there. It can absolutely full tilt it. So that's qualifying and first race, and then again we jump into second race of half an hour around the GP circuit. So that means a little bit of infield action going on. Hold on a minute, let me just silence things because I don't need things to be making noise at me in the middle of my stream. Shut off all of you. There we go. So that's what we've got coming up. Let's get ourselves in then. Who have we got in the room? We've got an Obi-Wan, we've got a Raffo, a Manny, a Tire Slayer, Apache, Mocking Weeks, Rob S, Jonesy, a Dodger, a Ricky J, and a Pilgrim, all racing tonight. Let's see. So it looks like they've started quali. So this is the car they're going to be in. Let's have a little look at that, shall we? So it is pretty much a Formula 1 car. There's, damn it, Super Formula. That's what they'll be rolling about in today. Let me put the nonsense on. So they're having a one-shot qualifier here. It's just Obi-Wan currently out on track, so I'm thinking they're having a one-shot qualifying, an out lap, a hot lap, and then in the pits. It did say a 10-minute quali, so Obi still going strong then, flat out in 6th gear, 183 miles an hour. That was ticking over at. Mocking Weeks, oh, he's come out of the pits. He's crossed that pit lane line, and he's picked himself a 1-second penalty on his out lap. I'll have to serve that as he comes around. Not sure where the penalty serving area is at Daytona. Usually on the fastest part of the circuit, which you would expect to be on one of these straights, but still not gone through it yet, Mocking. So Obi still rolling 049 569 for him, so 49.5 second laps here in the oval. Mocking Weeks just losing his penalty then. That penalty serving area just at the very start of that back straight. So yeah, why is it telling me a 10-minute qualifier? Yet you lot are all going out in sort of spits and spurts. What's happening? You'll have to give me a bit of an update on what's happening in quali. Because Obi's still out. Obi's still putting in hot laps. Still holding pole at the minute as well. I'll tell you what. You lot can't hear that, can you? No, you can. Why is nobody in the chat? Nobody in the chat telling me that the sound was off. Still got the wobbly lobbies, unfortunately, with PlayStation. You can see Rob S just giving us a little bit of a jiggle around those corners. Hopkins throwing himself back in the pits currently. Not too sure what the... I thought it was just a 10-minute straight qualifier, but... There's another driver back in the pits. Obi still rolling about, putting laps in. So 5 minutes into this 10-minute qualifier, and I don't think some of the drivers have even been out on track yet. Rafo's just about to leave. I wonder if we've got pit glitches or something going on. Seems quite calm at the minute. Yes, if you exit the pits a little bit too early and come across that white line too early, you will pick up a great big penalty. So yeah, somebody in the chat, tell me what's going on with qualifying. Jonesy then with a little bit of a penalty he's just about to lose. Comes off that banked corner, just serves his penalty now, back up to full pace. Pits now then. He's currently still fastest at the minute with a 49.5. Still not everyone out on track, not sure what's happening. Because drivers are in and out of the pits, I don't actually know what the grid order is at the minute. It's going to be Obi on pole with that time, unless somebody can beat that. 3 minutes left of apparent qualifying. Just come back out of that. Let me just go to what had you said? Oh, I can't get to it. Well, something just popped up in the chat there about apologies, a different qualifying format or something. So I think somebody's pressed the wrong button for qualifying. Those penalties. Still Obi on the top spot at the minute. Again, the drivers chucking themselves in and out. This is really giving me a headache. I don't know who's where, what's what. All I know is Obi's still got the fastest time. That's what I'm going with for now. I can only really tell who's on popping up in the chat there as well. Obi just saying he'll start from the back. I don't know why, again because of the odd qualifying format. Your guess is as good as mine now, people. Some good looking liveries though. I can hear you, Rob, I couldn't see you. Starts by Rob. No, that's not the way to do it. All that. So yeah, who knows what's going on with qualifying? Who actually knows? It's Tyre Slayer just coming out of the pits now. Braun. Oh, stop it. Qualifying done then, by the looks of it. It's just come up in the chat. Good luck, everybody. Again, no idea who's where in the grid because qualifying went all wrong. Well, Tyre Slayer's just got to finish his hot lap. So on his out lap at the minute. Rocky Weeks just jumping the gun a little bit there. He was almost going to start the race without Tyre Slayer putting in a lap. Again, I don't know where this is going to put him. I don't know what the grid order is because people have been in and out of pits. start of qualifying. Got half a lap mock in before you need to kick this one off. Let tyre slayer at least cross the line on a hot lap. Now that's another thing that's just come up in the chat. So again, no idea what's happening with qualifying now. It's all gone a bit wrong. Obi said he's going to start at the back. Someone else has said no, start at the front, but you lose your bonus. What bonus? I want a bonus. Where's my bonus? I'll start at the back and have a bonus. Tyre Slayer's put his lap in then. That should be about it. We should be getting the race underway. Again, I think Mocking Weeks has set the qualifying up in a totally different format. So it was Obi-Wan who put the fastest lap in, so we're presuming he's on pole. Rob S, you still trying to get that thing pointing in the right direction? Look at the head wobble on Tyre Slayer. So it just comes up to the line. Slow down, okay. Crosses the line now, so that should be it then. That should be the race pretty much kicking off. Again, who's where on the grid? I have no idea. It was all looking so good. Little donut from Tyre Slayer just to finish us off. Many cars doing donuts around the circuit. Ricky J's giving Pilgrim a hard time. Mocking Weeks push the button. Manny's causing chaos. So's Rob S. That's all I've ever seen you do so far, Rob S, is spin round. I'm not liking that transition between the flat and the banked corner, are they? Don't hit that when you're at full tilt, boys. Cool. Ricky J. Still giving Pilgrim some grief. Right, here we go then. 10 minutes. I think I'm lying to you. I am lying to you. So, lights drop. Oh, we've got cars stuck on the grid. Oh, it's chaos off the line. It's chaos off the line. Two drivers not starting. One spun round and got backwards. It is Obi-Wan who put the fastest lap in. He does lead the way on lap one then. Is it right at the back there? It is Tyre Slayer. Yeah, again, just ended up going backwards. Did he? Oh, look at them. Oof. Don't even know who's where. It is Apache now leading. I'm going to have to go and have a look at lobby settings at some point, because this is going to be absolute chaos if they've got slipstream. And look at this swarming all over the back of him as we hit this second turn. Just absolutely full tilt. Everybody using the slipstream to get past each other. Siding is going off road. Oh, there's chaos in front. There's tyres screeching and drivers getting a bit wobbly all over the place. It's currently Ricky J that leads the way. Rafa right behind him, but he's got himself a half a second penalty, which he'll have to lose as he comes round this corner. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the... Oh, look at this, Jonesy trying to find a line through, carrying that speed with a slipstream. Leads then the pack firing round behind him. Just, oh my god, Apache having a mare, nearly taking out Ricky J. Oh, chaos here at Daytona. I've got the overtake function button as well. I don't know whether that resets every lap or whether they've only got a set amount of it, but Jonesy is in a fair chunk of it right now just to try and keep himself ahead of the pack. Rob S is having to go for that lead position though. The drivers have fallen off this field. One being squeezed off the circuit. Oh. this. Was that someone just disappeared off circuit? So Jonesy then, with a great big red circle above his car, tells me he's almost out of overtake function. Still struggling here just to try and keep these things pointing in a straight line. Look at them swerving all over the place. Getting into that slipstream and back out the slipstream. So what have we got in this top pack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers all vying for this top spot at the minute. Nobody able to get past Jonesy right now. Let's go and see who we are missing. So Obi-Wan has fallen to the back of the field. What happened, Obi? Long way down. Tyre Slayer as well, getting it wrong off the line. He ended up a long way back. And Dodger as well. Did you get reset to track? Is that who disappeared? Look at that pile up the road, look, just on that corner. Big mangle of drivers all looking for position. Let's get ourselves on board with the last place in this battle, Apache. Sorry, it's not Apache, it's Raffo. It is Apache now. Jonesy still leading the way. How is that possible? Everybody else still got big chunks of overtake function left. Apache just fallen off the back of this pack by about 0.4 of a second, nearly 0.5. Should close the gap back up, but again, everybody vying for position. That inside line around the corner. Pilgrim's gone high. Absolutely flooring it here at Daytona. Foot to the metal. Still not able to close the gap back up, Apache. It's still kicking off in front as well. Jonesy's still leading, then Raffo second. Manny in third. Let me just flick up Ricky fourth. Look at this chaos here, look. Let's get ourselves on board and see some actual mayhem going on here in this pile of drivers. Someone stuck them all together with elastic bands. Have they got like gravity assist on? What's going on? Apache struggling to hang on to this pile. Oh, Rob S and Manny get dropped a little bit. Raffo looking for a way through. Look at this, absolutely just shoving each other around this circuit. Still leading, gets a shunt up the road into this corner. Drivers all over the place. Well, S finds his way through then. So everyone getting the tow. I wonder if you boys have got catch up on as well. I'm not sure. It is absolute chaos here at Daytona in race one. I'm struggling to keep up with position changes. Rob S now leads Jonesy into second. Manny firing through, has third for the time being. We're on board with Pilgrim in fourth, being hounded by 4 of the drivers behind as well. 8 drivers in this fight at the minute. Absolutely stomping it here. Nobody letting off the throttle around these corners. Absolutely planted. Look, absolutely nowhere to go for these drivers as well. Just chopping and changing position. Apache's got himself right back in this fight now. Boys at the back. No way they're going to be able to keep up with this chaos here. They might actually get caught up. They are slipstreaming, they are bump drafting. Look at the speed he's carrying. Oh, Ricky J, nowhere for Pilgrim to go. Good job we haven't got damage on here, boys. Jonesy then. Pilgrim right in the thick of it, getting banged from both sides. Ricky J one side, Jonesy the other. Here comes Manny looking for that position. Everybody having a go here. Let's just give the drivers at the back a little bit of their time. Dodger then sitting in 9th. Fortunately 13.2 seconds and fall, and that's growing actually. Again, the drivers in front using the slipstream and the toes and everything like that. All these drivers racing around on the road don't get that benefit. They've got the overtake function, but I don't think it's going to be enough to catch them up. Tyre Slayer as well in 10th. Obi-Wan looking to catch him up though. And here's the chaos. 7.5 minutes into race 1. It is Rob S leading, but it could be anybody by the time they end this corner. Oh. Just a gaggle of super formulas coming down this straight. I don't even know who's in first. It's Rob S still holding the lead. Jonesy though, he's been right up there. He's led for a couple of laps. Amazing they're able to keep it pointing in a straight line. See some of these cars getting a little bit sideways like that. Just able to hang on to it. Still fighting for top spot here. Are they all just trying to stick together and go for a run at the end of the race? I don't think they are. I think this is just the way it is. Nobody able to benefit. Certainly nobody's escaping. Gaggle of drivers drops to 7. Ricky J's just fallen off the back a little bit. 1 point. He's a second back. I think he's just getting a bit of a toe here. He is starting to close back on Raffo is Ricky J, so it's going to end up being an 8-way fight again in about a lap's time. Just trying to get the man at the back, but again, everyone's just chopping and changing position. Pilgrim, Ricky J struggling to keep up now. 1.2 seconds back, and that gap is growing. Oof. Patchy and Jonesy having a bit of a ding dong there. Some door banging going on. Not that these have got doors. Raffo leads this mayhem currently. Everybody in exactly the same car. There is absolutely no difference between them. Still some door banging going on here. If the physics were better, you'd be seeing cars all over the place with all this tyre on tyre action that's happening. Falls a little bit further off the back of that pile. There is only 6 drivers in this front running pack now. So 15-minute race 1. 2/3 of the way through. It is Rob S that leads the way now. Jonesy second, Pilgrim third. Mocking Weeks 4th. Raffo 5th, Manny in 6th, Patchy in the background in 7th, Ricky J in 8th. It's Rob S in, no sorry, not Rob S, who's in 9th, sorry, I'm just going to flick through, it's Pete Dodger, of course it is. Obi-Wan has got himself past Tyre Slayer, but keeping himself right in the slipstream of Obi, pushing him along. Maybe they can close up on Dodger, 8 seconds up the road. It's going to be a tough ask. So on board with front runner Rob S, 11 minutes into race 1. Got half an hour feature race coming up, or the endurance, and that is the GP circuit of Daytona, not the oval that we're on now. Some proper door banging going on here. Whoa, Pilgrim gets shoved through to the front. Holds it, Manny gives him a little nudge further into that top spot. Rob S follows him through. Oh, Rob S hold it. Look, it could be anybody's race here out of this top 6. 12 minutes in, 3 minutes remaining. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5, maybe 6 laps. Everybody's using the bump draft and the tow at the minute. Well off this fight now. Top 6 drivers have pulled a great big gap over anybody else. Carrying a lot more speed down these straights as well. Hitting about 196 top end when they get the nudge forward. Oh. So now we're back onto the straight. This is where we start getting nudged forward. Over the 200 mark there, just as we get shunted forward. On board with race leader Pilgrim at the minute. We've got 2 minutes left of this race. Laps being about 47 seconds, 46, 47. 4, maybe 5 laps remaining. Again, using the bump draft up the straights here. When are we going to see people actually vying for position? Rob S goes for a little move up the inside now. Jonesy goes to follow him. Everybody now brakes, looking for a run through. Rob S, Pilgrim gets swamped there. Oh, Jonesy almost taking out Pilgrim, pushing him off circuit almost. Everybody just looking for that slipstream. Doesn't want to let anybody escape. It's still quite chaotic in this top 6, look. And banging. I don't know if it's deliberate, but everybody doing well to keep these things pointing in a straight line. So 14 minutes, 1 minute remaining. Who's going to take this one? It is currently Rob S that leads. Who's going to make a break for it though? Can anyone make a break for it? Is anybody going to make a break for it, or are they just going to shove each other across the line in any order they feel? So this should be the last lap, is it? Let's see one more after this. So it's on then at the minute. Oh, it's getting a bit chaotic. Still drivers getting shunted and nudged all over the place on this last lap. Gets a bit of a send there. Pilgrim finds his way through to the front of the race. So it is Pilgrim from Rob S, from Manny, from Mocking Weeks. Apologies, Jonesy just takes that position. Mocking Weeks moves back into 5th. Raffo looks for a way past. So we're over that 15-minute mark then. This is the final lap. They're coming up to the line. It looks like it's going to be Pilgrim. Is it? Who knows? Who knows? Pilgrim, yes it was. Pilgrim took the win. Flipping heck, no idea. Look at that. Manny 2nd, Jonesy in 3rd, Mocking Weeks 4th, Raffo 5th, Rob S in 6th, Apache takes 7th, Ricky J coming home for 8th, Obi-Wan takes 9th, does he? Oh, they managed to catch up with Dodger anyway. Tysley having a little look up the inside on this final corner. Dodger as well right there. Can he get a tow up to the line? It might be 3 wide. Quite, so Tyre Slayer. What happened there? Did Tyre Slayer have a penalty? Crossed the line before those two, but ended up at the back of the pack. Let's just have a look at those results. So it was Pilgrim that took the win. Manny 2nd, Jonesy 3rd, Mocking Weeks in 4th, Raffo 5th, Rob S in 6th, Apache 7th, Ricky J in 8th, Dodger 9th, Obi-Wan in 10th, and Tyre Slayer, yes he did. He had a 1 second penalty when he crossed the line. That cost him that 9th. Has to take 11th. So race 1 done. We have a little bit of a break and then we jump into race 2. So track changes. We're still at Daytona, but we use the infield variation, the GP circuit as well. So there's a little bit of a turn off halfway down the back straight. Goes for a bit of a jink through the infield section, a few hairpins, and then back out onto the main circuit. A bit of a tricky transition, if I remember rightly, on the exit, because you come in on the way in. I think you're coming in on the flat, and on the way out, I think you're coming out, and there's a bit of a transition between the flat and the banked corner. I think, if I remember rightly. Okay, it's just after the start-finish. Or the finish line. The infield circuit, you can see on screen now, a little bit of a bus stop along that back edge. So the slipstream won't work and the bump drafting won't work so well here. Not unless you're intending on sending someone into the shadow realm. So 4 minutes until race 2. Yeah, so Obi did get reset to track. Got reset half a mile back. Yeah, I saw someone disappear off circuit. I wasn't quite sure who it was, but it turned out it was Obi. If you run all 4 wheels off the circuit for any length of time, it just, I think it decides that you're off into the middle of nowhere and it resets you to track. Or it thinks you're cheating, one of the two. Yeah, Tyre Slayer picking up his penalty just from crossing the line as well. Managed to get back on circuit, but still all 4 wheels off the circuit. Even for a second, if you keep the throttle on, that's a penalty as well. Again, it just deems that you're cheating, trying to take a shortcut. So yeah, a bit of chaos in race 1. Again, that might work on the back straight for half of it. Once you come out that little bus stop, it might work, but you're going to see great big gaps in between some of these drivers now. They won't be able to stay as close as they were in race 1, that's for sure. So let me just see while we've got this going. See if we can pull some information up for the rest of the season. Let's have a look. I've had the info. I know it. I don't know which chat it's in. That one, I think. That's the multi-class Sunday. Ah. Okay. I don't have the info. I'll pull it up after the race and I'll throw it up on my page so you can have a look. But we've got various cars and various tracks. It's not all going to be Super Formula. I don't think it's all going to be Super Formula. I think we've got muscle cars and all sorts of stuff rolling about as well. Right, let me get myself to track then so I don't miss the start of race 2. That's happened before. There's the bus stop, tricky, absolute full tilt. Oh no, the transitions are not too bad actually. Penalty though. So I don't think we're going to get to do the infield section before the race starts, but we'll stick with Rob as we head towards it. So you can see the barriers in the middle of the circuit now. Have to turn in right here, hard on the brakes, almost a hairpin on the way in. Looking halfway along this straight. Let's just change that view a little bit. First of the hairpins coming up. Down straight, a little bit of a kink halfway down this one as well, into the second of the hairpins. Tricky, race pace. Down towards this exit section. Let's just have a look at the transition between the infield and the outfield. There's a little bit of a kink. We'll see whether it causes any issues. We saw the cones on the inside of that exit corner though. If they catch those, that's a and then run off circuit. That's a great big penalty, and it will accentuate that difference between the flat part of the circuit and the elevated part of the circuit as well, towards this bus stop then. Try and carry as much speed as possible through there. Not bad at all from Rob S. Just wait for race 2 to get underway then. Let's see if Obi can keep himself on circuit this time, not get reset. Hopefully Tyre Slayer has a better start. And Dodger 2. There we go, I was just about to say, when you see the drivers look like they're losing control, it just means that they've been reset and the race is about to start. So, reverse grid. It is going to be Tyre Slayer leading us round, Obi-Wan second, Dodger third, Ricky J fourth, Apache fifth, Rob S sixth, Raffo in seventh, Mocking Weeks in eighth, Jonesy ninth, Manny in 10th, and Pilgrim at the back in 11th. Right, here we go then, underway for race 2. Straight into this infield section. Obi-Wan getting a good start. Can he run it around the outside into this infield section? Yes, he can. Takes the lead. Ooh, lead of the race. Tyre Slayer comes right back at him though. Breaks him on the way through there. Oh, it's getting a bit punchy already. Obi-Wan leads then, locking into second. Ricky J almost off circuit there in third, but oh, he is off circuit. Not sure if there was contact, but struggles to get that thing back on the circuit. Ends up in 9th, being pressured by 10th and 11th as well. Just stays out of the way. He knows they're coming through a little bit quicker. Unfortunate for Ricky J. Leads us back out onto this outfield circuit then, the main oval we were on in race 1. Mocking Weeks in second, Apache in third, Pilgrim fourth, already the field. We've got drivers going sideways and backwards. Rob S is, oh, and Manny. They've both got the exit of that transition between infield and outfield completely wrong. Spinning around. Rob S all the way down in 11th then. So let me just read through that grid order again. It is Obi-Wan leading, Mocking second, Apache third, Pilgrim fourth, Jonesy with a 1 second penalty in 5th, just getting it wrong through the bus stop by the looks of it. Tyre Slayer with half a second penalty in 6th, Raffo 7th, Dodger in 8th, Ricky J in 9th, Manny 10th, and Rob S in 11th. Obi-Wan then pulled a bit of a lead from Mocking. Almost got himself a second, Obi-Wan, not quite. The top two have got 1.7 over Pilgrim in 3rd position. He's got half a second gap between himself and Apache. Is Obi-Wan going to stretch a lead out here? Yet, Mocking Weeks just keeping him in touch. 0.7 of a second between them now onto this open part of the circuit. He'll get a nice toe down here as well, Mocking Weeks. They have got that overtake function as well, which is like DRS sort of KERS or whatever you want to call it on a standard Formula 1 car. Into that slipstream now then. This is up on Obi as they hit this bus stop. Getting good speed through there, still 0.7 of a second between them. Keeping himself right in touch then, and they're still pulling away from those drivers behind. Look at the gap that's stretched out between Pilgrim now and Mocking Weeks. Apache having a battle with him for that position. There is Apache just looking to come around the outside of Pilgrim for that 3rd position. Carrying the speed through into the infield section. Pilgrim holds the inside line. Both drivers keeping the hammer down as they come through that little kink. Side by side as well around the hairpin. Who's going to get the better exit? Tiny bit of contact between them. It's a drag race down towards this 2nd hairpin. Pilgrim had to back off the power through there. That corner tighter than he not expected it to be, but he tighter than he wanted it to be. But Apache gets the exit of the hairpin wrong. Lights those rears up, almost gets that thing backwards, but there you go. Seen a few drivers do that. Pilgrim getting caught out on the exit of that corner as well. Apache just able to run around the outside and be carrying the extra speed. You see his nose, there it is. Not able to carry the speed side by side still as they head down towards this bus stop. Real good battle on one side, real good battle on between these two. Pilgrim's got himself half a second penalty though, Apache hasn't. He's going to lose it as he comes around this corner. That might give that position to Apache, let's see, but Mocking Weeks though was just in the lead of this race, but Obi's making him run around the outside. Gains that first place then, Obi. Mocking Weeks right up his tailpipes then as we hit this infield section. Good exits out of there, both drivers. Half a second between them as they head down towards this second hairpin on the infield section. This is where we saw Apache light the rears up on the way out. Smooth there for Obi and Mocking. Good exit for Mocking, keeps himself right in touch with Obi. Almost has a little look up the inside here. Obi nearly getting that one wrong. Leaves the door a little bit open for Mocking Weeks to have a go. Swings over to the top part of the circuit, looking at the extra speed on the way through. They are side by side again then as they come around. Gains the lead then just before they hit this bus stop. Pulls a bit of a lead through there, not enough to break the toe for Obi. There's a bit of his overtake function to try and break it though. It's up to 0.7 of a second. He starts closing the gap back up now though, probably using a little bit of overtake function himself. He is in the toe range as well. Down towards this infield section. Obi closes up a little bit. So the field well and truly spread out now then, not at all like it was in race one. Mocking Weeks currently leads by 0.6 of a second. Obi in second place then. Apache up into third. Pilgrim fourth, so both of these drivers having little mistakes somewhere on circuit. Jonesy in fifth. Manny not too far off the back of him in sixth. Raffo as well, not too far back in seventh. Rob S, big gap back to Rob S. It's Rob S and Tyre Slayer pretty close. Still 1.6 seconds between them. Another big gap back to Dodger. 6.5 and Ricky J still all the way down in 11th. 2.3 back from Dodger. Shouldn't be able to make that position up. Mocking Weeks then still leads, but that gap been dramatically dropped down to what it was 0.3 of a second just as they came into that bus stop. Stretches back up to 0.5 on the way out, but Obi keeps himself right in touch. Again, both drivers using a little bit of that overtake function to keep themselves, well, Obi's using it to keep himself in touch. Mocking Weeks is using it to keep himself out of touch, if he can. Obi looking around the outside as they come into this infield section. It's a bit of a tighter line through there, I'm not sure if it was faster. So I think we need a bit of Obi chase cam for a moment. Of a second as they exit that second hairpin, coming to the exit of this infield section. Again, both drivers very steady through there. 0.6 of a second still, no overtake function being used by Obi. He's just relying on the slipstream at the minute. This bus stop closes up on Mock and Wheat. It's not going to be enough to make a move into the bus stop. Obi take quite a tight line as Mockin, but keeps himself right in touch. Way out. So 9 minutes into race 2. Big gaps all over the circuit. Now Obi gets, thought he'd have a little look around the outside, but it didn't work. Still leads then into lap 7. Through that first hairpin. Tyre wear starting to show now on the softs. Actually in third then. 5.4 away from those top two. Has gained himself 2.3 over Pilgrim. Himself well out of danger. Manny another 7.2 seconds back. He's got himself past Jonesy, has Manny. Jonesy falls back a little bit. 2.9, 3 seconds back now in 6th. Raffo another 11.3 back in 7th. Well, S is just 1.3 behind him in 8th. But Tyre Slayer up his tailpipes for 9th. Dodger in 10th. And Ricky J is closing that gap up. Just 1.5 seconds behind him now. 2.3, 2.8 I think last time we checked. It just looked like Ricky J's closing that gap up. It is Obi-Wan then that takes the lead of the race. Mocky Wheat's now the chase car. Wow, here we go around the outside again. Can Mocky Wheat's get himself in front? I don't think he can. Just got to keep it pressed next to him around a couple of these corners. There you go. Weeks though coming back at him into the hairpin. Maybe just able to carry the speed a little bit more through there. Some good driving by Mocking Weeks though, looking for every opportunity, having a go where he can. Hashtag ASMR light to click. Neck on the exit then. Excuse me. 0.3 between them then as we head down towards this bus stop. Not anywhere near close enough for a move. It's a good exit though. Maybe go for a move back on Obi. There, Obi's got to be careful. Pick himself up a penalty. There it is. That's all going to play into Mockin's hands. He slowly catches up with Obi. Obi drops his penalty now. Bye bye, Obi. He'll lose more than half a second, that's for sure. The gap then between Mockin and Obi. Will it stay like that, or will Obi start using all the features and all the functions to try and close that gap back up? Mockin Week still got a great big pile of that overtake function left. Just starts using it on the way through there. Obi-Wan has got a little bit less of that overtake function, so it's all working in Mockin Week's favour at the minute. Tyre wear looking almost identical, fuel identical as well between the two drivers. Down a little bit again. Mocking Weeks just has a little bit more of that overtake KERS function than Obi. They won't know how much each of us got, obviously, not unless they're listening to the stream. Little press then from Mockin just to try and keep himself out of danger as they come into these turns. Keeps himself out of danger on the way in. Obi keeps himself right there though, 0.3 of a second on the exit. Apache is starting to close the gap up. It was about 7 seconds between them, but Apache is now 4.9 back. Using a lot of that KERS function though. Pilgrim's found himself with a penalty. Loses that. Yeah, it is. He's thrown himself in the pits then already. So lost his penalty on the way in. He's coming in for a fresh set of tyres. Don't think he needs any fuel. The first man to stop so far then Pilgrim. Back up front then, Mockin still leads this one. He'll be keeping himself right there with him. That overtake function, just a little bit more on board than Obi using it now though, trying to get past Mockin Weeks, not using it. Obi now with the inside line into this bus stop, takes the lead. Back out the pits in 6th position with a fresh set of tyres on. Mockin Weeks looks to have another go back at Obi-Wan. Comes out to the final corner. Obi-Wan hangs it right there with him though as they cross the line. He's going to have the inside line again as they hit this infield circuit. Someone spinning their tyres up on the way out of the infield circuit. There they go. Having a real good battle here then. 15, nearly 16 minutes into this half an hour feature race. They've been neck and neck. Apache throws himself in the pits now as well. He's coming in for fresh boots. A fresh set of softs on. A little bit of fuel he put on as well just to make sure he can make the end of the race. Took a tiny little bit on. Third then, not stopped yet, nobody else either. It is just Apache and Pilgrim so far. Raffo throws himself in this lap. When are we going to see the front runners come in? Again, Mockin Weeks looking for the move. Again at the bus stop, but takes some tricky lines through there, allows Obi-Wan to keep right there with him. He's now going to run around the outside on this banked corner. Mockin Weeks coming in the pits. Yes, he is. Leaving Obi-Wan out all on his own then. Great big gap between himself and anybody else on circuit now. Won't know what the times will be until the next man crosses the line. Does Mockin Weeks take on any fuel? Let's have a quick look. Tyres are on a little bit, just over the half a tank. Drive straight through his neighbour's pit crew. Going to see Obi-Wan at the end of this lap. What are his lap times looking like? He's 32. Why has it got a P next to your name? You've not pit yet. .5 seconds lead at the minute for Obi. Oh, he's got it backwards. He's got it wrong on the exit. There you go. It's as easy as that. Can't even see him now, look. That lead's going to be thrown in the bin. Mockin Weeks will be all over him, and he's yet to take a pit stop as well. Look at him. He's raging in there. His head's shaking all over the place. So into the pits this lap then for Obi. Weeks just coming around this back corner. How was that spin? affected Obi's chances here. He got reset to circuit in race 1 as well, unfortunately. Obi, it's all going down the drain for him. Tyres on, takes on a tiny bit of fuel, and he comes back out on circuit in 4th position. So he's now 9 seconds behind Mocking Weeks, who he was having a battle with. There he is, he's going through that second hairpin. He's already stopped Mocking Weeks, so it's all working out well for him at the minute. 4 seconds over Manny as well. Manny not stopped yet either. Tyres wearing out, fuel running out as well. Plenty of overtake function for him if he wants to use it. Apache has stopped in 3rd, 4.8 seconds behind Mockin. So not really closing up on the leader then. Pilgrim out in 4th. Maybe then losing that position. Ends up in 5th. Uses the overtake function to try and keep himself from losing the toe of Pilgrim in front. Those 2 yellow lines on that now. Those 2 yellow lines, all 4 wheels across that with that power still down, and he does deem it as a penalty. He's trying to take a shortcut, so it is Pilgrim holding that 4th, but I don't know for how much longer. Obi-Wan all over. Oh, Obi-Wan almost all over him. Instead, he's all over the grass, pushing hard out of that hairpin. Then Obi keeps Pilgrim safe for the time being. Mocking Weeks then up front, 5.4 seconds lead over Manny. Again, Manny not stopped yet. What have we got? 9 minutes just under on the race clock. I don't think he's going to be able to do that on the fuel. Actually all over the back of him though. Fresher tyre as well, Apache. Should make short work of Manny. Again, Manny might throw himself in the pits at the end of this lap anyway. I'm not saying he will, but he might. And he does. So that's him out of the equation for the time being. So it puts Apache up into 2nd. Still 5 seconds behind this man, Mocking Weeks. A couple of laps earlier than Obi-Wan, and unfortunately Obi on his few sort of free laps decided to drive on the grass. Almost lost it, but just had to do a bit of grass tracking to get himself back on. And unfortunately when he came out of the pits he was a long way down. Mocking Weeks and Obi were literally bumper to bumper, or front wing to back wing for the majority of the race. Unfortunate. So 7.5 minutes remaining then. Mocking Weeks comfortably up front at the minute, 6.2 seconds over Apache. Obi-Wan up into 3rd. He's got himself back past Pilgrim, and obviously with Manny's departure into the pits, that puts him back on a podium position. Where are you going, Pilgrim? That's not the line. I don't think that'll be deemed as a shortcut because it's a long cut. Manny back out the pits then into 5th, not too far off the back of Pilgrim actually, 2.5 seconds. Using a big pile of that overtake function to close up on that 4th place. Again, Obi's not that far in front either. Still got a fair amount of overtake function to use. Oh, Pilgrim picked himself up a 2nd penalty as well, so he's going to lose that now. Manny is probably going to get this position off him. Pilgrim losing his penalty. Manny comes firing down this straight. Pilgrim out of that penalty zone now, but unable to carry the speed. position then to Manny. Keeps himself right in the slipstream though. Oh, gets a wobble on the way out. Keeps himself in touch, but looking a bit scrappy for Pilgrim. Oh, he's done it again. He's done it again. I heard the tyres light up behind Manny, and Pilgrim's got those things lit up on the exit of that hairpin. Spun himself around. Manny in the clear then. Big gaps all over the place now then. Mocking Weeks 7.3 seconds. I think he's had a little bit of a toe off of that back marker behind him. Who was that? Not sure. Rob S? No, Dodger. That is Mocking Weeks just in front. 8 seconds. He's stomping it around here, Mocking. Nothing Apache can do now. 5 minutes left of the second race tonight. Obi in third, but oh, not anymore. Obi's got it terribly wrong somewhere. Manning's able to get that third position off him. Obi keeps himself just a second behind. Might be able to get that position back before the end of the race. We'll keep our eye on that one. Pilgrim fifth then, a long way down now. Tyre Slayer in sixth, 5.7 behind Pilgrim. Another 6.2 back to Jonesy in seventh. Rob S is a second and a half behind him. Raffo is another 17.5 seconds back. Dodger 28.9 seconds behind him. And Ricky J another 2.7 behind Dodger. Mocking Weeks still finding time here. That gap stretches up to 10 seconds. Pace through those tricky bus stop corners. Almost out of overtake function as well is Mocking. He's pulling more and more of a lead. 11.8 seconds now over second place Apache. There's another big gap between him and Manny, 13.1 seconds. Looks like Manny's doing everything he can to keep that third position as well. Obi's not been able to close up on him. Using a little bit of that overtake function, but Manny's got a little bit more on board. So about 2, maybe 3 laps remaining. Mocking Weeks then still finding time here. Tiny little bit of that overtake function left to use. Using it just to stretch that gap out between himself and Apache. Give the opponents no opportunity at all to go for a move. Stop popping up computer stuff. I don't care about Windows security and virus protection, damn it. Apache looking good for second as well. Still got 8.8 seconds between himself and Manny. Manny's going to be under threat here though. Obi's still just a second behind him. To these last couple of laps as well. Starts to close the gap now. Is he going to be back on this final podium position? He's all over the back of Manny, just 0.5 of a second. Again, Manny's got a big blob of that overtake function to use if he wants it. Not closing up on him quickly enough yet. Mocking Weeks still finding time, still not used all of his overtake function, and he's got 18 seconds over Apache. Currently fastest lap holder as well, 129.5 for Mocking. Not sure if they're getting extra points in the season for fastest laps and pole positions, but if they are, well, there you go. So what are we at? 28.5 minutes. We'll see one more lap after this one. It's looking good for Mocking Weeks. Apache still out of danger. Obi closes up on Manny again. the exit of this infield section. All over the back of Manny at the minute is Obi. No more overtake function to use though. Manny has got it if he didn't realise. Now, does he use it when he sees Obi closing the gap? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Brave move, it was a brave move, but it was never going to work through there at those speeds. Obi unfortunately comes off the worst of it. Again, just unable to get two cars through there at those speeds. So just 20 seconds left on the race timer. Can reach now 21.5 seconds lead. He's got a little bit of a toe off Raffo as well. That's only going to benefit him. Needs to pass that back marker cleanly. So we've already got drivers crossing the line then. Tyre Slayer has already crossed the line. We will stick with Mocking Weeks though. Still behind Raffo, the back marker. Into this bus stop then. Just the top four left on the circuit. And a couple of back markers. Mocking then gets himself past Raffo nice and cleanly. Coming around this final corner, it's a comfortable, very comfortable win for him in the end. 23.5 seconds lead by the time he crosses the line. So Mocking takes the win here for race 2. Manny's going to come home for second position. What's happened to Apache? What has happened to Apache? Manny comes through to take that second spot. Well, not yet, he's not. He's got to get around this corner first. He's done that. No penalty to lose. And up towards the line then for second place for Manny. It was all looking good for Apache. He had about 5 or 6 seconds over anybody else. He's got it horribly wrong somewhere. It takes third then. Obi-Wan is going to come home in fourth position. Unfortunately, he had a little bit of an accident on that final lap as well. Tyre Slayer takes fifth. Jonesy takes sixth. Pilgrim seventh. We'll have a look at results now. So Mocking Weeks takes race 2 here in round 1 of Tour of America. Manny takes second, Apache third, Obi-Wan fourth, Tyre Slayer fifth, Jonesy sixth, Pilgrim seventh, Rob S in eighth. We have Raffo ninth, Ricky J in 10th. He did make that position up in the end then, and Dodger in 11th. There it is. Manny, out of nowhere, takes second. He'll be over the moon with that. So that's round 1 done and dusted. I don't know where we are next week. I don't know what circuit it is. I don't know what cars we're in. But when I get that information, I'll post it up on my Facebook page. So if you want to have a look, go and check that out. But if not, then I'll have all the details for you next week. But that is it from round 1 of the Tour of America from the P1RC boys. If you want to get yourself involved in any of this sim racing, get yourself on Facebook. Go find P1 Race Community or P1RC or Mature Racing Club. Both very interlinked groups. Put on some real good events as well. And if you're into your sim racing, it's clean driving. Okay, there will be incidents, but in general, we try to keep it clean. That's what we want. So that's it from me tonight. I am back on Wednesday night at 8:30 for round 8, I believe, of the Team Oliver Racing GT3 League. And then back again, the same time, same place next week, 9 o'clock Sunday night for round 2 of Tour America. That's the lineup so far. Doesn't look like the Minis is ever going to start again. Nobody seems to get hold of Chris Cutler. I'm not sure what's happening there. So Minis is off the cards for the time being. I know a lot of drivers want to get back involved with it, but it's not happening. So just the 2 series running at the minute, the Team Oliver Racing and the Tour of America, and I think that's going to be it up until Christmas. But that is it for me tonight. I hope you've liked what you watched, people. If you have, you know what to do. Click all those buttons, likes and comments and subscribes and all that, but most of all, I want you to tell your mates and tell your mums. Night, people. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.